Coming off a big first game behind Steve Smith, senior at head coach, Chubba Hubbard really was the offense with 96 rushing yards and an additional 140 receiving yards plus 2 touchdowns. He has an opportunity for a breakout performance today as he helped see this team through, plus with a really great grab at the end in overtime to a 23-17 win over the Titans. And considering that Chubba Hubbard is coming off of a game where he nearly had 250 all-purpose yards, I don't think the 100 is all too much to ask for, or 2 touchdowns, which again he had last week with the 2 receiving touchdowns. But one thing that did happen yesterday, not really right before, but earlier in the day, right before we released the start of this new franchise, was in real life, the Panthers did actually fire Frank Reich. So that was kind of funny, kind of stole the thunder a little bit, I feel like, but it was a great first episode, and hopefully we will build upon that. As we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in this one. They have an 81 offense, an 87 defense, and their offense truly is poor. They're 31st in points per game, 27th in offensive passing yards, and 30th in rushing yards. Defense is a good bit better. They are the number 1 passing defense, the 11th in points per game, though they struggle in stopping the run. They're 23rd, so clearly that's where we're going to be attacking. We need Chubba Hubbard to get that development boost. He's coming off a fantastic game, so Chubba Hubbard, once again, is probably going to be our offense. Let's get week 13 underway. As the boot is off, it's Smith-Marsette back to return, and he will try to return. The juke, though, not too good, so we are starting backed up. Should have just called the fair catch there, but out comes Bryce Young off of a pretty good game. He had 3 touchdowns last week against the Titans, and overall was just really solid. Not much to complain about at all with the play from most of the offense. Obviously, Chubba Hubbard was the main guy, but the passing game was not too bad. We got mostly everyone involved, including a lot of play to the tight ends, as we do find Tommy Tremble coming on the late release, makes it 3rd and short. And with that 3rd and short, coming out with an eye set here, trying to follow behind some blocks up front, and Chubba Hubbard powers through. 2 short gains, but solid start. And I will say last week this offensive line wasn't awful. They weren't fantastic. We have some tough matchups against us coming off of the edge and some interior as Bryce Young tries to step up, but he takes the big hit from Winfrey. And on 2nd and 13, has us backed up. As we spread out the line a little bit here, got a drag route coming across and just too far out in front there for Tommy Tremble. We did see a couple poor throws from Young last week, but for the most part, his throws were pretty on target, and that is what we really are wanting to see. Though he's having to scramble here, coming back to the weaker side and gets close, but they mark him shy of the line to gain. 4th and inches. Well, this team really doesn't have much to lose, so why not line up and go for it here? Handing this one off to the tight end at fullback, it's Sullivan powering through close to the 45 for the first down. Now, I will say one surprising thing last week is that we really didn't get Adam Thielen much involved in the offense at all. Look to see if that changes much here today as we get the ball out to Chubba Hubbard on the wide receiver / running back screen, and he picks up 10 and another first. He is well on his way for the 100 total that he needs, or 2 touchdowns, or might as well just get all of it if it opens up for him. But we got a spread empty look here. Bunch to the left-hand side. Trying to step up, but it's another sack for Winfrey. The offensive line has a good bit of work to do. We have potentially 2 starters for the future, 1 for sure, but everywhere else definitely could use a little bit of some help as we go halfback screen to about half the yardage needed here on 3rd. So on 3rd and 8, We're going to bring out Sanders here. Just give Chubba Hubbard a little bit of a breather. Have a double move here on the outside to Hurst, who did have the game winner last week. Or Mingo to the outside is a questionable throw at best. Could have been intercepted, probably should have. But it'll leave us with a 4th and 8. But it'll be another one that the offense will stay out for. Too far to kick the field goal, but feel too close to punt from here. Gonna send Hubbard out on a route that he won quite often last week, but having to step up to find some space, he gets dropped. Barrett ends the drive. Now, obviously, you could have punted there, put him back deep, but the team only 2 wins to this part of the season, and the team needs to be aggressive to kind of start rebuilding and maybe try to at least get a tackle from long would have been nice. But instead, Godwin down to the 11. Defense started the last game against the Titans off pretty well, but they definitely gave up a lot in the second half. And this is an offense for the Bucs that has a lot more potential as Rachaad White bouncing, spinning will get them down to the 2. If you've tuned in for the Southwest State's Only Challenge, you know just how good White can be, but does not get the touchdown there, but does get a fresh set of downs. We'll see who along this defensive line might be able to make some form of a play, get some push, or rely on a bad throw to, I believe that was an offensive lineman out on a route. We tried that once last week. Did not work out well for us. Drop touchdown as they hand this one off to White, but he is stuffed in the backfield at a loss of about 3 on the play. So the defense standing tall here, believes an empty set on 3rd and goal. We send the extra pressure, but they swing it out, but not into the end zone. He falls short by about an inch. And just as we had done on our first drive, they are doing as well, staying aggressive here. 4th and goal, they need about the hair length of a hair. But they swing it out instead. Raheem Jarrett gets the touchdown, capitalizing off the turnover on downs. So it's definitely not been the cleanest start in this one. Offense really didn't get much going in the defense and give up the touchdown. Can we rebound our second drive here as Chubba Hubbard tries to break to the outside, nearly staying on his feet, just gains 2. We could definitely use the passing game to open things up here as they're in the double A gap look. See if we can quickly get this one out to Hurst, who weaves through one defender and nearly breaks away, but a nice chunk play up to about midfield. If only he wasn't already 30 years old, might be a good tight end for the future. We'll see if he ends up solidifying that spot for at least one more season. Get rid of that one before the hit. It's another one to Hayden Hurst. He holds on. And as we hit the end of the quarter there, got to give props to Young on that one. Delivered a good ball under pressure. As we start the second quarter, it's 2nd and 5. Have some short options going to the outside. Going to be Chubba Hubbard picking up the first down. Again, trying to make sure we keep Hubbard as involved as possible. He needs the 100 yards, 2 touchdowns today, or some more, as we have him to the outside here. He stays in bounds, down to the 5 and out of bounds. The first 2 games with him, that route concept has been his. As we have our first and goal here, a little bit of an RPO dialed up. We will hand this one off. Chubba Hubbard with some space, gets smacked down at the 1. Winfield Jr. cleans that one up, and we have 2nd and goal. With a goal line set. Gonna go with the toss to the outside, just need that edge sealed, which we don't quite have, and it will be a late hit. Also about a loss of a yard. Probably should have stuck the foot in the ground good bit sooner. But we still have 2 possible downs here. We go back to the run. It's a good block from Sullivan, but we just can't fit through the gap. Great tackle from White. But on 4th and goal, we go for it. Hard count, does have some movement. Can't tell who moved first, but they're actually going to call it on us. Aquanu definitely moved, but I thought Barrett moved first. Still going to go for it either way as Thielen does not get it. It's picked off instead by David. Needed that throw out just a fraction of a second quicker. But either way, no points for us if that one was knocked away. or gets picked off. 2 opportunities for us go by the wayside. We just have to hope defense can do better this time around. Keep it at least the 1-score game, as it will be a throw to the outside, finding the target gain of 5 to Jarrett. His last catch was a touchdown down their last drive. Leaves 2nd and 5 here with an eye set. Baker under center. Will be a throw. We send the blitz and knocked away by Burns back in coverage. Would prefer he edge rush outside of covering, but that's just what happens sometimes here in the 3-4, as it is 3rd and 5. Baker rolling with a dot to the outside, a first down up to midfield to Palmer. Crazy the career arc here of Baker Mayfield. Hopefully we don't see him start to do too well against us, as that one's knocked away by Bell. Back today after he missed last week due to a practice injury. But he is one of the players that will probably look to be replaced fairly quickly on here, as we did get some pass rush and it forces the throw just off the mark. Now we'll say so far this defense definitely seems to be much more of a zone cover style, which is opposite of really how I like to build defensive back groups, as pass rush is hitting home, but so is the big pass downfield to the 15. Goes Keft? That's a name I haven't heard before. But that is at least 2 times where Baker Mayfield on the run has thrown a good ball down the sideline for a big chunk play. Picking up the first down on a whole lot more. As we send the blitz, they throw right off of it, and Godwin past the defender, doubles the score, make it 14-0. As we start our next drive with a little under 4 minutes left before half, we need points to finish this drive. Any kind of points, really. Adam Thielen had the step, bad pass. Seeing just a few more of those in this one than I would like. As we're going to motion over Hayden Hurst. Need that extra blocker on this right-hand side as we try to get Chubba Hubbard to the outside, which we do, springing close to and picking up that first down. Now off of that, can we try to find a play downfield perhaps? Having to roll Young is going to outrun the defenders here, but how far will he be able to go? He does break by 1 and dips out of bounds at the 31. The speed of Young saving us there. Just barely breaking contain. But a huge play for us as we're in scoring range. Handing this one back off to Hubbard down the middle on the draw. We'll pick up 3. And now an empty look here. Got Hubbard back to the outside, going back to that screen. Try to find some blocks down the interior. We'll get a couple more yards. And plus, we'll have at least a little break here to recoup after the couple big plays. As the 2-minute warning hits, we have ourselves a 3rd and 5. Needing to find something here. He just gets rid of it before getting just demolished in the backfield. And while I would like to go for it, let's actually take some points here as Pinheiro comes out, and we'll hit this one. Make it 14-3. We finally get some points in the first half. Now we just need this defense to finally come through with their big drive. They've given up points each time. It's been off of turnover on downs, but we need more as there we go. That one thrown right to Henderson, try to get the juke back to the outside. But the big play does happen immediately as a somersault. Not as good. Just about took out his own teammate there, but we're back on offense here at the 26 as we have a heavy set here, trying to find something which will be a throwaway. Offensive line definitely lacking so far in this one. It's a pretty good front 7 though from the Buccaneers. They do have an 87 defense, and we're seeing the best of it right here. And on yet again another 3rd down. We got 1 spread either side, 2 tight ends to the left-hand side. Gonna flood the right side as we shift the offensive line that way. Help us try to roll that way. Make sure that we don't quite get contained. Find Tommy Trumbull with a lead block. It's Hayden Hurst, who does not quite spring us, but down to the 1. Hurst at least did his job there. Defense just rallies at the last possible second Now right down the middle, we have a big boy in Vita Vea. Need to make sure he is double-teamed fullback and help clean up. Or not double-team him, but we'll go to the opposite side, and Chubba Hubbard gets his first touchdown on the day. It might have been all Buccaneers early on, but we're catching our groove here and catching back up as it's now 14-10. About a minute left here before halftime. They do get it off to their fullback, who holds onto it in tight coverage. Despite calling the timeout, rather quickly still back out here. They have 2 timeouts left up to the 33. Probably need around the opposite 35 to call it safe as they just get that one to Godwin. Baker Mayfield has been finding just the perfect passes for most of his throws in this one. As they dump that one off underneath, but still finding spaces. Palmer, bad tackle attempt there from Jackson. Gets them down to the 25 as they have 1 timeout remaining. Kind of protect the outside, keep them to the inside to make sure we're using those timeouts. As they dump this one off, it will be White with a short gain, though holding on to that timeout. Or rather quickly, calling it right after I said holding on to it. Leaves 14 seconds left here. Do they send out the field goal unit now? And it would at least appear they are. Leaving some extra time. We'll see what we can do with it. But for now, it is a field goal, making it a touchdown game. And that field goal would just end up taking us to half. The Buccaneers carry a 7-point lead, 17-10. We definitely came on strong there, at least offensively late on in that half. But defense, they need to step up. They forced the turnover, definitely helped us out, but then we gave up the late field goal. So as long as we start to clean that up in the second half, we could definitely make this one a game. As for the Saints, they are 6-5, currently up on the 4-7 Lions. Definitely not having as good of a season as real life Lions. As for the second game, Cowboys dominate the Seahawks 42-7. Dak Prescott, though, only 2 touchdowns, but Tony Pollard also had 2 touchdowns. And Geno, 2 interceptions, so almost the exact opposite. As the Falcons taking on the Jets are currently down 14-7 going towards half. Falcons 7-4 at the top of our division, but Ritter 2 first half interceptions. And at the end of this game, I would love to also see Baker Mayfield with 2 interceptions. We've already gotten 1 off of them, and they start out on offense. Already up 7 defense. You need to see your best drive here, which would be kind of hard to say because we already had a 1-play interception drive, and they gained 5 yards here. So let's just see your best full drive. At least a 3 and out. That's what we're looking for here. As they make an audible, make it a tight single back set as Baker goes under center. So a quick throw across the middle. Godwin holds on to it. Nearly picking up the first down, leaving inches for third. And we're going to stack the box here as well. Try to make sure we don't give up anything as they do fake it, but Bell on the double safety blitz hits home as we do get that 3 and out to start the second half. The safeties really made that play. We had one on the running back and the other got to the quarterback. That gives us a chance on offense to try to level this game up. As we have a quick stop across the middle, we do find Adam Thielen. Finally, we get a pass to him. I was starting to wonder if we needed to make a switch there and end up taking out Thielen to put in Marshall. But for now, we'll keep with it as we try to get Chubba Hubbard to the outside. It is just a great pursuit angle there from Davis. Though, having said that, it was still a gain of 6. Leaving 2nd and 4, we stick with the tight look. Looking for some quick passes across the middle. Going back to Thielen, it's behind, but brought in. And that is definitely something, going back to the Marshall Thielen issue, is that is something that we might end up doing towards the latter part of this season, is switching them out as Thielen is on the older side, but he's racking up the catches here. And on top of that, Chubba Hubbard, 1 touchdown away for securing his dev boost, and we're going with his favorite route concept here towards that front pylon, though it's not opened up. Instead, Young with just all the green grass. The defender nearly gave that one up, but instead they smack him out at the 1. Would like to protect our franchise quarterback a little bit more than that, but he gets the job done as Hubbard also gets the job done. doing it for his quarterback who just laid out for him, gets his second touchdown and that development boost. And on top of that, this game tied back up 17-17 as the Buccaneers have lost control of this game. But nice run here from White, who just shook the safety. Gruger Hill makes the touchdown saving tackle. Rashad White almost ruined it on one play, which from the Southwest States only challenge, we know he can do. He's helped us out a few times doing just that. Breaks away from a tackle in the backfield, breaks another one, breaks a third, and they're close to the red zone, but he's a little bit slow to get up, holding at that hip. A devastating injury there for the Bucs offenses. He's been really phenomenal when given the opportunities. As they go with the pass, the very next play across the middle and swatted down Von Bell. Oh, definitely loving seeing all of the dives from these receivers. They're really going after it as they tried to do so on that last one. Pass rush does not hit home, nor quite does the knockaway. Catches in 3rd and 4. Now in this game, we've gotten some pass rush. We just have not hit home quite so far. But as I say that, there we go. Sack from Togiai, I believe it is. 4th and 8. Now, obviously we had the sack from the safeties, but talking about the defensive line is where we've been close, hadn't quite gotten it until that one. But the field goal from the Bucs does retake a lead, 20-17. Overall, we've had a good game, back and forth, both teams fighting to find their way forward and to hold on to it. As our way forward seems to be Bryce Young scrambling to wide open spaces as we're into plus territory, stepping out just past the 40. It was Chubba Hubbard who had all the rushing yards last week, but that rush puts Bryce Young over the century mark as we do hand this one off to Hubbard, but just not much space down the middle. His best bet has really been just getting him to the outside in open spaces and letting him work from there. So let's try to do that here with the halfback screen. Gets the juke, shakes one, and just edges out the first down. I mean, we're using Hubbard in very much the similar role to how Run CMC was used, though not as good in between the linemen, but Hurst does not hold on to it. Opportunity looks so good it had me stumbling on my words, and it doesn't end up panning out. So 2nd and 9, they're leaving things open pretty much right down the middle. So audible comes in as we go back to Hubbard here. Just needs some amount of blocks as it does spring him. Juke nearly getting to the outside, plus with the hit, but falls down at the 14. Though that is still very much his best rush of the day. Have Hayden Hurst running the same route that won us the game last week. Might be open here, but placed just too far outside. Really unfortunate as we had the step on White. But we're going to bring out Sanders here. Needed a little bit of a breather at running back as he bursts through the gap, nearly picking up the first down. 3rd and inches is where we will start the 4th quarter. It's been a great battle between these two teams. As we spread empty here, I'm not quite liking the look. And honestly, I'm feeling maybe a quarterback draw here. Depending on what kind of blocking we get, Bryce Young will at least get the first down as Vita Vea takes a knee, a double kneel down after the play. He'll end up getting up and heading over to the bench, but that one looked a little worrisome for a second as we stick with the original play call we had last time. See if things open up here. Get this one to Hubbard, who sprints back to the inside. His 3rd touchdown of the day, the hat trick for Chubba Hubbard. And for what I'm pretty sure is the first time today, our Panthers have the lead, 24-20, as the Buccaneers offense retakes the field. It's gone back and forth since pretty much late on the last couple minutes of that first half. They swing it to the outside. A pretty good tackle limits the gain, just 5 yards. Both the quarterbacks for these teams have made the big plays today. Baker Mayfield, who's really laid out some good passes for his receivers, as he might need to put out another good one, but no, it's Derek Brown right down the middle, securing that sack. He's really the only guy we have on the interior of this defensive line that really will carry on for us into the future. So it's nice to see him making the plays as they dump this one down. Defense gets the stop. Now we just got to find a way to polish this game off. 6:15 left as Sanders comes out, some fresh legs. Sticks that foot in the ground and gets downfield as soon as a gap opens up, picking up 3 yards. And despite having a near full quarter left, of course, we are running clock here. Taking about a minute off per play. I mean, that would be fantastic, but no blocking on the right-hand side. Losing all the yards gained on first down, leaving 3rd and 10. Definitely took a little bit of some momentum out of the sails there, as we're under 5 minutes. Needing to convert a first down here right across the middle. We have Mingo. His first catch of the day keeps the drive alive. Would have loved to find him a little bit more today, but just quite haven't seen him open. He's been covered by Dean, though, who's a really good corner. Chubba Hubbard picking up just another 2. A traditional running game in this one definitely hasn't been all too good, but we've found ways to get Chubba Hubbard involved in the passing game a good bit. As we do get some blocks, he tries to get to the outside. It's a gain of 3, leaving 3rd and 5. And we will keep it spread. Got a bunch to the right-hand side, 2 to the left. It's empty. Chenault on the quick stop here could be nice. Or swing this out instead for Hurst. Stiff arm is close. But they say 4th and inches. And this is where the injury to Vita Vea on the last drive could be huge. But they are stacking the inside of this line. Audible made by Young as we go Hubbard to the left side, picking up the first down. White was there to secure the stop, but not after we gained about a yard. But that was all we needed, so job done. Almost. As a 2-minute warning hits. We still need at least one more first down. It's the goal line set way back here at about the 40. Hubbard down the middle, not opening up as Shaquille Barrett shaken up on the play. But as that was inside the 2-minute warning, it does use one of their timeouts. RPO dialed up here, and we do get it down the middle. It is a first down for Chubba Hubbard. Had both options opened up there in the RPO with that one. Just about secures this game, as Hubbard going to gain another first down to secure the game. We just had to kneel it a few more times. And in the second game, underneath Steve Smith Sr., it is back-to-back wins, a development boost for one of our players, and who knows, maybe even another chance to further improve that in the next one. But it's a 24-20 win, a gritty win, fighting back from a very slow start in that first half. But after that first quarter, more so like halfway through that second quarter, definitely started to turn things on. We pull it back 14-10, and from there, we just kept fighting, and eventually we got that last stop we needed on defense, and Chubba Hubbard just kept coming through. So let's watch here, as we definitely know that he unlocked this. Chubba Hubbard had an absolutely amazing game. He's up to a star dev, and I feel like, and 20,000 experience points, but I feel like after that kind of game, next week you gotta give us an opportunity to go for that superstar. So let's jump to that week and see if Madden agrees. And it looks like Madden does, which is of rare occurrence. It also looks like he's probably back-to-back. He is back-to-back NFC Offensive Players of the Week. Last week, 17 carries, 96 rushing yards, average 5.6 yards a rush, plus 7 catches for 140 yards, 20 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns. Followed that up with 20 carries, 80 yards, 4 a rush, 2 rushing touchdowns, 8 catches for 75 yards, just shy of 9.5 yards per catch, and another touchdown. Absolutely phenomenal. So do not miss next episode, which will be out on Thursday. The series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, as we take on the New Orleans Saints. They are 6-6. They are still 3 games above us. We're closing out this season, and for us, it does not really matter how much we win at the end here because we don't have a first-round pick. So we're not ruining any top selection. If anything, we're ruining the top selection for, I want to say it's the Bears who have our selection. So let's just ruin things for the Bears. And we are going to put in all of the upgrade points here, the skill points, for Chubba Hubbard together since we've watched him really dominate in his starting chance here late on in the season. Gets +2 for awareness, ball carrier vision, +1 for change of direction. Gonna go right back to the elusive back with another 3 boosts, going 1 awareness and ball carrier vision and +2 to juke. And then we will add 1 to the receiving back since that's also such a big part of his role. +1 for catching, juke move, and release, and +2 for the short route running. Great to see Chubba Hubbard just continue to rise. Hopefully, we can continue that momentum in the Saints game. They have an okay defense. They're an 87. I just don't feel like they really are an 87. They have some good guys, but they're older. Very incomplete roster, very similar to ourselves, and we have an 84 defense. So, yeah, feel like that corresponds pretty well. Though they do better in stopping the run than they do in stopping the pass, so we might have to go back more to the passing game through Hubbard, which he did kind of split evenly today. So offense is Hubbard. He has a chance to continue his growth next time, so make sure you stick around for it. Hit that BREAKOUT on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the subscription button, and definitely tick that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. As mentioned, every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, with on Wednesdays and Saturdays, the States Only Challenge, as tomorrow could potentially be the last for the Southwest States Only Challenge if they do not make it back to the playoffs. With a whole lot on the line for both series, we'll see if we can capture it next time.